India is a nation of rich cultural diversity. Art styles and cultural practices vary from one region to another, reflecting the seasons, the history, the traditions, and the living styles of the people. These practices are an inherent part of people's lives. Regionally and locally renowned styles of handloom and handicraft have been a huge advantage for the women entrepreneurs of the Usha Silai Schools. Kang, a multi-line centipede-like embroidery traditionally done on eri silk, is a unique art form. Around 80 kilometers away from Shillong, in the Shela Bholaganj subdivision of East Khasi Hills district in Meghalaya, lies a small village, Musto, the only known village for Kang embroidery. It is the women who mostly work on Kang embroidery. Kang embroidery uses needles and threads with basic running stitches and an attentive application of the mind, eyes, and hands. But it is an art form that needs to be kept alive, and that is why the Meghalaya State Rural Livelihood Society, or MSRLS, joined hands with Usha International Limited.
As we are aware, this particular embroidery is in a dying stage. Initially, there were 4 villages who practiced this Kang embroidery in Meghalaya. So the coming of such an intervention would help to revive such a culture, and also it will able to empower women in the sense that it will impart training to more women in the village, and thus this will help this Kang embroidery to revive itself and also to stretch not only in Meghalaya but in the country as a whole.
The art of Kang embroidery can be traced back to around 200 years ago. Though the exact origin of this form of embroidery is not known. The stitching is done on eri, a silk locally known as Jain reindeer, which is eventually used to decorate the border of the traditional garments. That explains the genesis of the word Kang, which in Khasi means border. The inspiration for the embroidery comes from a local insect called katiyar, which resembles a centipede. So highly regarded is Kang that it increases the value of the silk fabric that the embroidery is done on. And that is why the hope that the partnership between MSRLS, who wants to work towards the sustenance of Kang embroidery, and Usha, whose main aim is to train women in sewing and stitching and empowering them with life skills, will take the women of Musto village to greater heights.
मेघालय गवर्नमेंट और उषा जो हमारी टीम है उनको एक चैलेंज मिला गया था कि भाई इसको हम कैसे इस महिलाओं को हम लोग मार्केट दे पाए और इस एम्ब्रॉयडरी को अच्छे से प्रेजेंट कर पाए। तो एक प्रोजेक्ट था कि भाई एम्ब्रॉयडरी को प्रोडक्ट में कन्वर्टेशन देके न्यू प्रोडक्ट का कैसे हम लोग काम कर सकते हैं। हमने ये सोचा कि इसको कुछ नया लुक दिया जाए जिससे वो न्यू प्रोडक्ट में अच्छे से सेट हो पाए।
In this village there is no tailoring center, so people don't know how to stitch and all. Only one or two women of this villages who are in the center they know. So we are facing lots of difficulties. Actually we have started with how to run the machine. Okay, so there is a main thing. So from there you can say from zero onwards we have started this training. After that we have teach them how to draw the straight line and all. So and slowly we are developing.
One of the most important elements in working with the embroidery is the thread count. The correct thread count gives evenly distributed motifs on the fabric. The stitching of motifs begins from the middle of the Kang, and the women work their way outwards, count by count and part by part. Traditionally, black wool is used for the embroidery on the checked eri fabric because it balances the thickness of the fabric and the spaces of the checks. The beauty of Kang embroidery, supplemented by better developed skills in stitching and sewing, will lead to the creation of quality products which will not only boost the confidence of the women artisans but also help improve their circumstances.
Kaketeng jonga de Rosalyn Tiuman. Hakipor ki bang empat wan training hang ni nga susong bet hayeng. Te hadin bang atip bah kani ka Usha kan sawan ai training iwan banjan hang ni.
This is a 200-year-old embroidery system our forefathers have envisioned at that point of time to enhance the beauty of the cloth. And today, with Usha's help, we expect that this will go in a long way to revive our history and to empower our women folk and the local people's livelihood.
The joint initiative of Usha International and the Government of Meghalaya is a great step towards the empowerment of women and eventually the progress of the area. This will not only enable the women to develop self-sufficiency but also bring Meghalaya's Kang embroidery back to life. The revival of a heritage that will also bring a revival in its people's fortunes. From the northeast of India to the west, the Union Territory of Dadra and Nagar Haveli is home to several indigenous tribal communities, including the Warli tribe, known for their unique art form, Warli. Warli is a traditional tribal art characterized by its simple yet captivating depictions of rural life. The Usha Silai School has made significant strides in uplifting tribal women by incorporating Warli art into embroidery.
The Warli art is almost 3000 to 5000 BC old. Now only women would paint this Warli art on the wall, especially as I said, during weddings. And those married women, those were called swasinis, they would paint this art.
Usha Silai School initiative aims to make women financially independent by enabling them to start their own small-scale enterprises. One such beneficiary is Vandana Gadak. She lives in the small village of Velugam, an underdeveloped region with limited opportunities for work and development. Vandana and her husband initially faced financial struggles as they had 3 children to take care of. But Vandana was determined to secure a better future for them. When field staff from a local NGO visited Velugam village to select candidates for the Usha Silai School program, Vandana was chosen for a 9-day classical Silai School training program.
तिथे मी गेली आणि मशीन शिकली, सिलाई मशीन, आणि जे मी काम करत होती घरी भरत काम, तिथे मी ते मुलींना सांगितलं काय भरत काम करणार काय, तर हो, तर तिथे मी ते मुलींना शिकवले भरत काम. तर ते मुली पण शिकले आणि खुश झाले आणि त्यांच्या बरोबर मी पण शिकवत होते आणि शिकत पण होती. तिथे 9 दिवस तालीम होती. ते तालीम मध्ये आम्ही 9 दिवसात एकूक वस्तू शिकले, एकूक आपले स्कर्ट, फ्रॉक, चबलू, ब्लाउज, मास्क पर बनवायला सीखले.
यहाँ पे सिलाई स्कूल पहले दमन एरिया में खुला, फिर दीव एरिया में 10 सिलाई स्कूल हमारी हैं टोटल. 10 जो सिलाई स्कूल है वो ट्राइबल विमेन को हमने सिलेक्ट किया था। गांव-गांव में हमने जाके उनका जो हमारी प्रोसीजर है, सिलेक्शन प्रोसेस है, उसको फॉलो करते हुए पूरा सिलेक्शन प्रोसेस के हिसाब से हमने 10 ट्राइबल विमेन को हमने सिलेक्ट किया था। उसमें से वार्लीस भी है, कोकनास भी है, ये दोनों टाइप को हमने सिलेक्शन में किया था।
The Warli tribe, who practice Warli art, live primarily in Maharashtra, Gujarat, and surrounding areas. It is a significant cultural heritage showcasing the tribal way of life, their traditions and beliefs. At her Silai School, Vandana is teaching women from the surrounding areas how to turn this art form into beautiful embroidery, which can eventually be used to embellish different products. The Silai School initiative of fusing Warli art with embroidery has been transformative for tribal women in Dadra and Nagar Haveli.
माझ्याकडे 10 बहिणी येतात. ज्यांना ते म्हणजे आपले संस्कृतीमध्ये जे होते ते माहीत आहे, पण त्यांना ते हाताद्वारे आपले पेंटिंग पाडून ते हाताद्वारे करता नाही येत, तर ते मी त्यांना दाखवतो. तर ते मला पाहून ते करतात आणि त्यांना आनंद वाटतो. काय आपले जे आपले आदिवासीमध्ये जे चालते ते आपले पेंटिंगद्वारे पण करू शकतो. आणि ते पण मी दाखवतो, भरतकाम पण, आणि नंतर मशीन माझ्याकडे आहे, सिलाई मशीन, तर ते पण दाखवतं. तर ते पण ते करतात. आनंद होतो की आपले दुसरे जवळ जाण्यापेक्षा आपले पण करू शकतो. तर आपल्याकडे मशीन राहिली तर किती आपला फायदा आहे. दुसरीकडे जाण्यापेक्षा आपलेच करू शकतो.
Tribal women are provided with comprehensive training under the Usha Silai School program, and skilled trainers like Vandana impart knowledge about embroidery techniques, pattern designs, and the fusion of traditional art with embroidery. This equips the women with the skills needed to create innovative and culturally rich embroidered products.
तो हमने सोचा कि इस आर्ट को अब कैसे उसको एक अच्छे से मार्केट में लेके आए, ताकि ये और दुनिया भी जाने और उनकी ये प्रोडक्ट में लेके आए, उनका वैल्यू एडिशन हो, उसको हमने मद्देनज़र हो रहे। उनको एक ट्रेनिंग के दौरान ही हमने काफ़ी चीज़ें उस प्रोडक्ट और हम जो बनाते हैं उसको मिक्स करके बनाया।
From living hand to mouth, Vandana now earns rupees 3,000 a month, financially supporting her husband and providing quality education to her 3 children. Vandana Gadag's journey stands as an inspiration to others in the community, proving that with determination, skill development, and hard work, one can overcome adversity and pave the way for a brighter future.
The Usha Silai School program aims at reaching the most remote corners of the country, and in this process we have discovered many traditional arts, crafts, weaves, embroideries, which though well preserved are very localized and slowly dying, because the people practicing it are not able to make a living out of it. The Usha Silai School program promotes and supports such dying rural traditional crafts, weaves, embroideries, by supporting people who are engaged in such activities, by teaching them how to sew and make marketable products, so then they can make a living out of it.
After the break, a woman from an indigenous community residing in the Nilgiri hills of Tamil Nadu is practicing embroidery that depicts her traditions and culture, while widening horizons for other women from the community. These women belong to the Toda tribe, an indigenous community residing in the Nilgiri hills of Tamil Nadu, India. The women of the Toda tribe practice an ancient form of embroidery which is deeply intertwined with their culture and heritage. This embroidery reflects their unique way of life, beliefs, and artistic expression. Toda embroidery is renowned for its exquisite beauty and intricate patterns. There are 12 Toda families in the small village of Mullimund in Ooty district. One of them is Kavita's family. The Toda community is a pastoral community and their specific style of embroidery has been practiced for around 3,500 years. In fact, it acquired geographical indication or GI tag in 2013. The embroidery is an essential part of Toda culture, passed down through generations, symbolizing the tribe's social and cultural identity.
டோடா எம்ப்ராய்டரி எப்படின்னா நாங்கள் சின்ன பிள்ளைங்கள இருக்கும்போது எங்கள் அம்மா அவங்க சொல்லி கொடுத்துருவாங்க, இப்படி தான் தைக்கணும்னு ட்ரைனிங் கொடுத்துருவாங்க. அப்படியே நாங்கள் படிப்படியாக வரும்போது அது தெரிஞ்சு அது எப்படி தைக்கணும்னு சொல்லி கொடுப்பாங்க. அது அப்படியே ஒவ்வொரு நாளாக புரிஞ்சு நாங்களே அதுக்கப்புறம் ட்ரைனிங் எடுத்து நாங்களே தைப்போம்.
Toda embroidery involves a meticulous and time-consuming technique. With a plain fabric as the base, designs are created using a process known as stitching or binding. The patterns are primarily geometrical and linear, with rhombuses, squares and rectangles being common shapes. The embroidery is characterized by its use of a distinctive stitch known as the blanket stitch, which creates a raised effect and gives the designs a three-dimensional appearance. It was in October 2012 that the Usha International, in collaboration with Keystone Foundation, conducted a 7-day residential training which Kavita was a part of. The training helped Kavita improve her sewing skills and she got a machine and a certificate once she completed the program. A decade later, Kavita is now making her own products and is also helping women from the community earn a livelihood.
2012 இருந்து நீலகிரி டிஸ்ட்ரிக்டில் ட்ரைப்ஸ்க்கு வந்து நாங்கள் உஷா சிலை ஸ்கூல் மூலிமா ட்ரைனிங் கொடுத்துருந்தோம். நீலகிரி டிஸ்ட்ரிக்டில் பொறுத்த வரைக்கும் ஒரு 1500 பீப்புள்ஸ் வந்து தோடாஸ் இருக்காங்க. அதில் ஒரு 500 பேர் வந்து இப்போ வரைக்கும் பண்ணிகிட்ருக்காங்க.
தையல் மிஷின் ட்ரைனிங் எடுத்து ஒரு 10 பேர்த்துக்கு சொல்லி கொடுத்துருக்கேன். எல்லாம் பழகிட்டு தைக்கிறாங்க. என்ன யூஸ்ஃபுல்லாகும் டோடா எம்ப்ராய்டரியும், பட் அவங்க ஓன் யூஸுக்கு அவங்களோட வீட்டில் தேவைகளுக்கும் பழகி தைக்கிறதுக்கு யூஸ்ஃபுல்லாச்சு. இந்த டோடா எம்ப்ராய்டரி பார்த்து இந்த ஏரியா வந்து நாங்கள் இப்போ ஒரு 20 பேர் தைச்சிட்ருக்கோம் எல்லாத்துக்கும்.
The motifs and designs in Toda embroidery are inspired by nature, daily life, and the Toda tribe's beliefs and rituals. The designs often depict scenes from the tribe's environments such as animals, flowers, hills, and the pastoral life. Each motif carries a unique meaning, making this craft a form of storytelling and cultural preservation for the Toda community.
அந்த டிசைனை நாங்களே இது பண்ணிக்குவோம். இன்னொருத்தர் பார்த்துவோ அல்லது வேறு டிசைனில் பார்த்து தைக்கிறதோ இல்லை. எங்களுக்கு எங்கள் மைண்டில் என்ன டிசைன் வருதோ நாங்களே அதை பார்த்து தைச்சிக்கிறோம். அது ஒரு டிசைன் மாதிரி வந்துடும்.
Through the Usha Silai School, the tribal women gain the necessary skills to create marketable products. They can monetize their Toda embroidery skills by making garments, accessories, and home decor items, giving themselves a sustainable source of income and economic independence. Learning these skills boosts the confidence and self-esteem of tribal women, making them self-reliant and financially capable. By becoming skilled artisans, they break traditional gender norms and take control of their lives and future.
இப்போ ஊட்டியில் ஒரு கடையில் கொடுத்துருக்காங்க, அங்கே தான் நாங்கள் வாங்குகிறோம். வேறு கடையில் ஊசி நூல் இதெல்லாம் வாங்கி நாங்கள் தைக்கிறோம். தைச்சிட்டு என்னென்ன ஐட்டம் வேணும்னா பர்ஸ் இருக்குது, செல்ஃபோன் கவரு, பவுச்சு, கீ செயினு, மாஸ்க்கு, கோட்டு, அது மாதிரி நிறைய ஐட்டங்களாக இருக்குது. அதை வச்சு நாங்கள் தைச்சி வெளியே இப்போ இந்த கவர்மெண்ட்டில் எங்களுக்கு அந்த ஒரு இது கொடுத்துருக்காங்க, அவங்களுக்கு எடுத்துகிட்டு போய் நாங்கள் சேல்ஸ் பண்ணுவோம்.
In entire southern state, we are having close to 7,000 Usha Silai School. Specifically in Tamil Nadu, we are having 1,566 Usha Silai School. Specifically in Nilgiris, we have trained 94 women of different, specifically the tribal groups.
The Usha Silai School initiative is playing a vital role in empowering tribal women across India. By integrating traditional skills into the curriculum, Usha Silai schools are not only preserving the rich cultural heritage of the country, but are also providing economic opportunities, and empowering women to improve their lives and the lives of their communities.